Hello, hola, bonjour. Welcome to Your Story Matter podcast. I'm your host, Angie Abreu Olivo, and we are here to inspire sustainability and change by creating with purpose.
Hello. Welcome to Your Story Matter podcast, guys. I'm Angie. It's your girl. And today we are on Boxing Day. And all I can hear is like, do you really need it? Why do you need it? Why do you want it? Like nonstop, like constantly. And I'm just like, it's not me. Like, what the hell? I'm okay. Like, I don't want to buy anything. I don't want to do any, and I feel like this is the energy where we have been programmed and conditioned for so long, or at least maybe here in Canada. I don't know, or I don't know if this is happening in the world, the Boxing Day, the whole Janek and Anakin that, 30% off, 10%, whatever that is. It's all a fucking illusion, all a fucking lie. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, all I can think of is like, okay, I have to, like, after I give breakfast to my girls, like I'm so grateful, like after praying and meditating, and I finish meditation and I'm ready to like, hang out with my girls, but they're like, oh no, mommy, we're not finishing the movie. So I'm like, okay. And all I can think is like, wow, at least I'm not like doing drugs or alcohol or addicted to something or something. Like, I don't know. I just kept hearing that. And I was just like, what is going on? What is this energy? Okay. And I feel like a lot of us have this unworthiness inside, this like lack that even if things are good for you, you're already like thinking of negative, like what could go wrong? What can, or you start like looking at other people if they're doing good kind of thing. And then how can you, in a kind of evil way, kind of like send them evil eye or bad shade, whatever, because you're not in that state where they are, or like some people have managed how to deal with their stress, because just because they're not putting it out there on social media doesn't mean that people are not going through stress or difficult situations and stuff like that. Okay. Like that, the assumption is, I find like it's a sickness, because assuming something that you think someone's going through, or you think that they're better off, or the comparison and stuff like that, like that's really, like, I honestly suggest you guys to definitely work on that. I'm saying it as I'm also doing it. I'm just not coming here and telling you this. Like, I'm literally, every meditation that I do now, during this week, basically, in the next week I'm going to continue, even with my kids and stuff. And I explained that to my kids, like, and also sometimes they want to join me, like they're like, oh, I'm like, oh, I'm only doing 10 minutes, and I explained to them like what is my meditation, each of them that I'm doing for, because I would like to explain to you guys that as when you start the ascension process, you start understanding a lot of things, right? Not necessarily just ascended people, but once you get into a deeper level of spirituality, which I'm really, really grateful every day. That's why I'm committing to do this with any job or anything that I do in my life. I think I'm because it has helped me so much during my mental health and stuff like that. And as a single mother, and also dealing with a toxic environment like this, like, the systems, like, it doesn't benefit single parents, that, right? Like, especially women of color. So the fact that spirituality and focusing on, nurturing myself, giving myself that, that love that I was always like looking externally or trying to seek it somewhere else other than like, and that too is like spending this Christmas by myself also made me realize a lot of things where like, wow, like I'm okay being by myself. There's never an issue. I know that I have a lot of people who have an issue with that. And they also project that to people. They don't want to admit that they are not comfortable being by themselves, working on themselves, working on the dark side. Because, we come with the dark side. We're not just this light people. That's another thing when I'm putting it out there. Like, light workers are constantly fighting the darkness and evil, okay? Not only with externally, within ourselves, but also spiritually. Like, we are let me see how I can explain this in a way that it doesn't freak out people, but somehow I don't think there's no other way to explain it. So light workers, in a way, we, especially psychic and spiritual people, once we are in the ascension process and we're, ascending, right? And we have the symptoms, we have all these things that happen into us, but at the same time, we know that we're here for a purpose, right? We're here for, depending on whatever talents or gift you're here for as a light worker, you use it in a way to teach and inspire and keep people in, positive mindset, but also like in my realm, at least in my spiritual sense, at least in my journey is to help people be more conscious in terms of the Gaia, right, and environment. As my linkage as a Taina links me to Earth, Gaia. So I'm here to help with, heal people that are going through climate change, going through mental health situations, like, heal the 4D as well, to help them ascend to 5D. Those who want to, right? Because some people are really attached to 3D and they don't want to let go of that. They want to feel comfortable there. It's easy for them, so they want to stay there. They don't want to heal. They don't want to take accountability, and they just want to stay there, right? And this is where I'm at right now, the 3D right now, their energy currently, which I can't let it go. Like even like today I was like, oh, I'm not going to record really, or I'm not going to, but Spirit's like, no, there's something, and this is, so take it how it resonates today. But this is like your ancestors and angels trying to communicate with you in terms of stability, right? Because in order to build a stability, you have to be able to understand that you will have temptations. You will have things that you want, but you don't necessarily need. And this is where the temptation of this consumerism, capitalism, and, this is what is causing so much climate change impact. And the fact that we know that these people are not changing the methods, the business models, the education system, it creates this imbalance, right? And not only imbalance externally, it creates imbalance within ourselves. So, yeah, when we're in balance, we are impulsive. We tend to be very, we tend to, temptation is, I find it's kind of like the evil trap, the devil's trap, right? And this is where he goes and accesses that to your mind. And this is where we at. Like, this is 26. I find it's an interesting number, especially 26, 12, 20, 21. The universe works with numbers, okay? So if you're in that sense of working, that's my daughters. They're walking now. Wait, you need something? Okay, give me a second.
All right. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's a creation tool that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so you can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And have fun with it. Let's do this.
Yeah, sorry guys about that. I'm not denying it. I am a mother, single mom, and I'm just maximizing the time that I have. We have this break, and also whenever I fill my cup, I come back here or any of my channels or my community, because I'm taking really, really seriously this. As I'm healing now, I'm like more in tune with my path and my journey, and also like how I just need to focus on that and let go of what anybody has to say, or believes or not believes, or they think, or they like, it's not about that anymore. And this is where divine is trying to kind of show me that path of trying to remain consistent, when the same way I do with my spirituality, with my healing practices, with my routines in the mornings and the routines at nighttime, and that's it. Try not to make too many excuses about not continuing my work because it makes other people uncomfortable. Because that's another thing. It's like most of the time I stop myself is because I'm thinking what other people are going to feel uncomfortable with if I speak certain truth or certain things. But don't get me wrong. At the same time, like, I know that I'm not always in the right? Because I'm a human, right? At the end of the day. But yes, also I understand that my soul here has kind of a bigger purpose than I can possibly at this point know. So that's also another thing. It's like kind of like jumping into this realm of unknown, right? This, I don't know what would happen, or all I know is that I'm surrendering my spirit and myself into what I was meant to be doing here, and where is that going to take me. And so far I'm so grateful. Thank you so much, guys, for your support, your claps on Medium, your followings on Medium, and also like going to the website, like getting items there. It helps to sustain. And also here downloading the episodes, very grateful. Sharing it with other people, thank you so much for doing that. It really helps continue this community, continue growing. And also, like, as I'm healing, I'm able to work through the things internally so that I can come out with my full cup, let's say, and then give value to you, and also feel this like warmth at the same time every time I put out there's things that it could help other people, and receiving that response too of like, oh, thank you, that really helped, and that was really helpful. It helped me heal certain aspects of certain things. And that's the point, right? The point is that my reward is that you feel happy and good about, just follow your heart, follow your light, right? That North Star. That too, it's like yesterday was like that. I don't know why. It's just like, it's the first time like I'm okay with being like, yo, I love Christmas time. Like yesterday, it was Jesus' birthday, and for me it was like, ever since I'm a kid, I always liked this holiday, and family and things turn it into a different, kind of awkward. And also like I feel for those who had to go to these family gatherings and stuff like that, where you have to deal with uncomfortable people that you just have to be polite, right, because of family tradition or whatever. And I feel for you, okay? I feel for you, because when I was here by myself on the 24th, and then my girls came at the 25th, but I still had that time of processing and seeing that, because this is what I want to explain at the same time. Sorry, I'm getting off topic, but there you go. That's how I go. I don't plan anything. I just go with the flow. I just let spirit and my intuition guide me. Okay, so in the spiritual world, let's just say, since I, as a light worker, I have access to this side of the 3D and the 5D, and also the spiritual realm. Now, in the spiritual realm, we both have, the mission is, we have both works. We have work here on the 3D, the reality, that we must continue without, the distractions and all these things, and obviously being tentative like crazy, and also dealing with that, and also dealing with like evil karmic entities and things like that, right? But also in the spiritual world, when we go to sleep, we also have a mission there too. We have our own work, which is why is for us who are in the ascendant process, that's what I wanted to explain to you, is that our job is completely out of this world, for real, okay? In the spiritual world, when we're sleeping, we also are, dealing, like helping other people with, toxic dream, karmic things, evil entities. Like usually I access that to heal the shame and guilt, like all the really low vibrations, and also that too, I'm like, because I'm in that sense of being protected, and also the angels are teaching me also how to be a master in terms of that, even in my sleep, right? So that's why during the day I have, now I know, like for my mental health and for, for protection as well, I need to have that moment alone where, I meditate, pray, write good intentions, write affirmations and stuff like that, like connect really with with the higher realms, right? And it helps keep things balanced in a way, in my sense. So that's why when I'm explaining you this, so that you can also find your own way of how to balance your own energy, emotion, spiritually, in any possible way. And also that it takes time to balance that, to build that consistency. It's not something that it just happens, okay? So this is where I'm saying that that habit of buying, unnecessarily buying, it's a process to let it go, right? To heal that aspect. There's something inside, like an inner wound, that it makes you feel that you're unworthy, or that you need to extra buy for whatever reason, because either you just feel good, which is good, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? But doing it in a sense that, like, doing it pretty much like a lot of time until you get broke, that you actually forget that you have bills and stuff like that to pay, that you just buy things to impress other people, and to make you have that short-term satisfaction kind of thing. Because I find this is what the Boxing Day feels like. And I feel like a lot of people feel that pressure. Like, oh, but everything is cheap now, so we can go. We should go. Now everything is cheap, so let's go. It's like kind of like Black Friday, kind of like that, right? And this is a game. This is a tactic of the evil's realm, right? The capitalism and consumerism. It's literally a toxic disease kind of thing that we kind of embrace that too, if we continue doing what we know we should not be doing, okay? Like at this point, I think that instead of spending today, I think you should give to those that, like, especially if those, you have what you need, you don't need anything extra, you're okay with, your family, you have food on the table, you pay your bills, you did your groceries, you slept well, you have good connections with your family, you use discernment, and I don't know, you have some money saved or whatever, and now you feel like, oh, I need to buy this and that, but do you really need it? This is what Spirit's trying to tell you. Do you really need it? Do you? Like what? You're going to wear it for like 1 day or 2 days or something like that, and then like what? Right? Like that's what we are. We intensely buy just to buy. Like sometimes we can't control ourselves. Like that's what I'm feeling, and it's like weird because it's like that too. I see it because I've been healing that aspect for the past 2 years, and now when I see that energy, right? Because that's what I do. I read that energy. When I read it, it's like, oh my God, I heal that aspect. Like let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about it. Why do you need to buy that? Like, is it a something? Like today, do you really need to buy that if you already bought it? When you're listening to this, you already bought something because it was like, oh, you said it was 30% or 50, what is it, 50% or 30% of whatever. It's really not that much, okay? It's like, it's an illusion. You're still spending because you have taxes, right? So it's still the same thing. Also, I'm just letting you guys know, rent is due January 1st, at least for those who pay rent, right? And you just spend so much money buying gifts and stuff like that for your family and stuff like that. Like, this is what I'm saying. We have to think in terms of finances consciously. And that too is like, let go of that lack mentality that we shouldn't be talking about money, that talking about money makes you think that you're like, oh, you're this money guru or something. Like, no, we're all capable of money gurus because we all have to deal with money somehow or somewhere. We just figure out different ways of how to, because money is an energy, right? So the energy that you're projecting, yes, some people say, because that too, like manifestation can not happen if you have that desperation, right? If you're like desperate, like, and also that too, when you write your manifestation, you're supposed to let them go, like not even think about it, right? But we tend to be so impatient and that it's unbalanced, right? Because we have so many things, toxic things that we have to heal, but we don't really look into it, right? Especially with money or relationship with money. Like that's what it is about today. Do you need to buy that? Like that's what it is. What is your relationship with money? What is it? Is it a good relationship that you have? Is it a greedy relationship? What is it? Because whatever you put out there, you get back, right? So let's say you have enough today to buy whatever it is you need to buy, but you don't really need it. You just want to buy just to buy, right? Or to be in the same trend as everybody else, or like, oh, everybody's going Boxing Day, so let's go all together. Like, to be in the clique, right? To feel accepted, to feel this external reward, but not really feel that inwards. Because let's say you're not somebody who has a lot of money, but you have some money saved, and I don't know, you're thinking like, oh, maybe if I spent a little bit of this now, then I could get it before I have bills due in January 1st. Okay, these are for people who don't live with their parents. Okay, so if you live with your parents, well, this doesn't affect you. But some people do live with their parents. They also pay bills. They help their parents, so that's actually okay too. All right, there's nothing wrong with that. That's actually pretty good. That means you're saving your money. You're being conscious, and also you're valuing the time that you're with your parents, like, until you find your way on your own, right? Now, what I'm saying is that each of us have to build that relationship with money, a good relationship. How do you do that? By looking at the darker side, our darker side, the dark side of the world, literally, which is consumerism, capitalism, and all this disgusting shit that we know it's what's causing climate change and us being stuck in a world pandemic right now. Now, whatever people do outside of all of this shit, whether good or bad, I'm just putting it out there, it matters, okay? So don't think that because you're stuck at home and then, you're sulking and being stagnant and you think you can't do anything, you can't build your own money. Like, there's people building, I don't know how many hustles already. And I'm just like, wow. While they're stuck in a pandemic, while they also go and work externally too, to pay bills and stuff like that, while also they have children. So limitations is in your mind. So it's the same thing with money. It's the same thing. It's in your mind. Now, what I was trying to get is that, let's say you go use your money, you're saving money and buy stuff today, okay? And you know that you're not going to have enough for January or something like that. But you want to be cool, you want to show it to people, whatever, I don't know, you want to buy yourself something. And you also could be that person like, oh, I'm going to manifest it, it's going to happen for me, I don't have to worry about it, which is great. Some people, it works just fine. That idealistic optimism, sometimes it works. That's amazing. You know what I'm saying? That means, you save up, like you have enough saving that you're going to be okay even if you spend that extra money on something for yourself. That's fine. But let's say if you not, let's say you don't have enough, right? Let's say you don't have the right amount of let's say you haven't just enough, okay? And you know that if you spend this much, you're not going to have enough for January or to pay bills or something. But you still do it because, oh, well, I will probably get it for somewhere, or someone's going to help me out or something like that. Like, you probably codependent on something, okay? Let's say you do that, okay? And then you get into a point where you're like kind of stressed out and freaking out because that person that you thought could help you to pay whatever bills or whatever financially, whatever, they can't be there for you, okay? Or they can't help you or something like that. So now you start stressing out, you having this internal financial instability, right? And that causes different type of stress, right? Also, it brings negative thoughts, and also it starts. You start blaming other people because that's an unhealed wound. So you start blaming even the person that couldn't help you out during that time, or they tell you like, we can't help you right now. That's something that needs to be addressed, right? Like everything, the toxic, it's like a spiral, right? So it starts with one thing and then it goes to another, and then another. So it always starts with the moment, the thought, and the moment, the action that you start from the beginning. So let's say if you've decided, you know what, I'm probably going to buy whatever it is that I want to buy maybe next time, because right now I don't have this amount of money and I don't want to exceed myself and be in this stressful mindset, and then also that too, the codependency of depending on another person because I want this, I need this, but do you really need it, right? So there's a different type of people. There's two type of people. There's the people who would resist that temptation and say, you know what, I'd rather save my money. I'd rather not go out today or not deal with the Boxing Day or whatever shit and actually save my money and maybe work on my hustles today, or the 3 hustles, 4 hustles that I have on the side, or go to work today with a happy, good mindset that I'm grateful to have a mini job or something that helps me pay my bills, and I'd rather not be spending instead of giving that love to myself, right? And then there's the other kind where they're very addictive to, shopping, right? And also they don't care. They could have credit cards, right? These are the people who have plenty of credit cards and they never pay them back, or they're in complete debt, but they're trying to be something that they're not. And they extra buy and they extra do. This is who I'm talking about. It's a wound that needs to be healed. Okay? This is something that the energy is like, do you really need it? That too. Keep in mind that whatever you extra buy and extra need, and that you eventually somehow you're just buying it just to buy, and then you cause that consumerism crap, and then it goes into wasteland, and then we have more waste, more plastic, more crap that we're trying to get rid of, we're trying to reduce, right? Because this is what it is. That's what I felt too. It's like, do you really need it? Do you really? It's literally like, I felt it like it was the guy. I was like, can I have a break? And that's true. Can she have a break, guys? Can we give her a break? Can she have a break? Can we not cut trees? Can we stop with the plastic and buying plastic? Can we start supporting corporation or fossil fuels that are doing this? How can we give her a break? That's really it. That's the energy today. What can we give Earth a break? Maybe I should change the subject. I think I'm going to probably change it. If I didn't, it is because I wanted to leave it here. But yes, she needs a break. All right, guys. Sorry, my daughters love that they're able to be here and watch me work and do things. Which that's something that I want to put out there. I manifest it, And manifestation, that's another thing, guys, where there's a lot of stigma or things out there about it. I'm just letting you know that manifestation is not something that that happens right away. It's something that, you kind of build consistently to get towards that manifestation that you manifested, and also take away the desperation, right? Like, let's say you're desperate for something and you really want it right now, and right now you want it. Like, it's not going to happen. The universe got your back, okay? But it will give you what it knows that you need, not what you want, okay? It will give you what you need. Same thing with divine guidance, divine timing, divine messages and stuff like that, guys. So if you're listening to this, is something that you needed to hear, but also use discernment, right? Take whatever resonates, and what doesn't, you let it go, okay? But definitely, I'm feeling the sense where there has to be a balance with everything, okay? Even with manifestations, even with money, even with what we're doing with consumerism, capitalism, like all these things, these are dark entities that we have to not only deal with ourselves, within ourselves, heal, but also externally. And the thing is that the externally is what gets a bit difficult, because we're so programmed and conditioned that thinking that because we are codependent of these power people, government, politician, all these things, and that's how they want it. That's how they want to continue this. And this is where we're kind of healing and learning that can no longer happen. Like, this is literally divine intervention, much higher power. And only a few people of the chosen people are able to, get out of that fear, doubtful mindset, because it was purposely ordained, basically, for us to grow up in really fucked up environments, really toxic things, really fucked up abuse, like every type of thing that you can think of could happen to a person chosen or whatever. It has happened. It happens, okay? And for us to remain pure-hearted and continue being kind and compassionate through all of this, and have and learn through forgiveness, that's what we become. Like, it's not something that it just happened, you become a master ascended. No, you build that. Like, that's another thing. It's like Jesus, even through all the things that he'd been through when he was here, that he dealt with, like he became a master ascendant because he worked on it. Like he really focused on that, and his gifts was literally heal people, right? And and teach people about spirituality, create ways where people can learn how to, heal themselves, love themselves, learn about forgiveness and stuff like that. Like he was like literally the master of like what unconditional love and teaching us that, right? Also that too, his sacrifices were to liberate us, really, right? And that's what we feel it every year, that every 25th there is this like, even if you're not religious, okay, even if you don't believe or anything like that, like I'm not saying this is for everybody. This is not like this is bias, sovereign, Anyways, I'm just saying that I myself feel every 25th of December, I feel like this like new cycle, renew energy, so much love within ourselves, and depends, well, whatever you harness that energy, right? Like some people harness it in like buying and really different things like food, dinners and stuff like that, like very different outlets, right? But at the same time, you also have people who do nothing, or or they don't have that privilege of having family members or having big feasts to make, or they're stuck, right? They're stuck at home, or they're stuck like watching TV and stuff like that. Like right now, everything is very difficult. It's not as it was before, and this is something where most of us are not used to, or adapting to certain situations like this. Like a lot of people also too are adapting to work remotely or from home, or doing different things outside of also doing the work that you have to do externally for whatever reason. Also, it doesn't help that the system and everything else creates this generational instability for most people of color, a lot of people, right? Different sectors, certain cities and communities. That even if you try, these people are going to continue putting shade and stuff like that on you. Like it doesn't matter, right? So, and that too, us overcoming that, knowing and accepting that aspect, that certain situation, because of our skin color, because of our gender, because of our sexuality, which is ridiculous. Honestly, that is ridiculous. Like that's one thing that we need to heal, is like minding, like trying to change people's sexuality because you don't understand it, because you want to control them or manipulate them. That's fucked up. That's abusive and colonial as fuck. And that's something that we have to acknowledge and accept, that you having a problem with somebody else that is not even your body, that is not even in your life, it doesn't affect you what they do or they don't do, that something that they do bothers you. That's for you to heal. You don't need to be projecting and sending shade to that person because you don't understand their way of being or who they are, or because you can't accept their soul. That's really it. Like that's another thing. It's like, that's why it's called self-respect, and people respecting other people's boundaries and stuff like that. It's because you have to value and respect people where they're at and who they are, just the way they are, without changing or trying to control them, or trying to put them in a pedestal, or trying to put them or categorize them in some sort of fucking twisted way to, I don't know. Some people are very strange. What I'm trying to say is that accept people for how they are, okay? And act accordingly. Like if some issues that you don't like about that person or whatever situation, that it doesn't really matter to them, but it affects you, then stop watching, stop looking, stop hanging, like, you know what I'm saying? And, or tell this person, like, look, I don't like that you do that, and just move on with your life. That's it. If they're not able to change or whatever, if it's negative, let's say, then, communicate. Don't do things behind people's back and stuff like that. Like, just communicate. Like, maybe educate that person. Maybe that person is not educated. Like, you can't blame a person or judge them or anything like that if you know that they're kind of not educated about maybe something that they shouldn't be doing or something like that. Educate them, right? Communicate them. And if they're still understanding, they're still doing toxic shit, then I don't know, man. It's up to you. Get out of there. That's it. You don't align. Anyways, getting off of topic as usual. But yeah, the energies definitely is that for 2022, we have to protect our energy, protect our boundaries. And one of those boundaries is definitely about money. And today is a lesson for everyone, even for myself. I'm just like, wow, like that's where I was in a couple years back, before this pandemic. It was like, oh my God, Boxing Day, I have to do this, I have to get this, and now it's cheaper, like a brand or whatever. I don't even know. Now I'm thinking, like, why did I even wanted to buy that in the first place? Like, for what and for who? Who I was trying to impress? Was it me? Okay, you see, and that's that too. This is where, when you start decolonizing, you start asking yourself questions, and you start being aware of your own toxic things. You start seeing the light, and you're starting to see that when you were in the dark and something that wasn't healthy for you, it wasn't good for you, you start seeing it. It's like you open this curtain, right? Like you open this light. Like, let's say you were in this dark room, right? And then all of a sudden you decided to get up, and you're like, no, I'm just going to see what's out there, right? I'm just going to open a little, and you see there's a little bit of light coming through the curtain. And then you still move the curtain all the way, so you let the light go through, right? You let that light go through. You let it go in and show you what has been in the dark. And then you turn around, and you look at your darkness without judgment, okay? Without thinking and comparing for other people. No, look at it with love, with compassion, with humility, because that is you. When you neglect aspects of yourself, whether it's bad, right, or good, or good, but you see my throat itches bad, right? You're neglecting some part of yourself too that needs to be addressed and healed as possibly as you can, okay? And most of that darkness also comes attached with trauma bonds, with childhood bonds, okay? And this is why it's so difficult to really look at that darkness, like with that little light that we let in through our window, right? And then try to keep that curtain in this place while we are trying to assess with the little light that we have, And that's what I'm saying, is that initiation, that first step of reaching the window, putting the curtain on the side. This is where I'm talking about. This is where, instead of you're doing the usual norm, buying and consumerism, and I don't know what you guys do after Christmas Eve, whatever. For example, this could be also related to addictions. Like, consumerism is an addiction, right? Like, extra buying things that you don't really need, and you're just gonna have on the side, you're not really gonna use, it was just buying that. It makes you happy, sort of, but it's, that it's temporary, but you still do it. It's the same thing with any addiction, right? With any drug, any alcohol, any other stuff. Like, that you're gonna feel bad. Like, it's temporary. It's not something that is permanent. So your goal, what I'm trying to say here, is to find what makes that feeling that you get through addictions, that you get through buying, excessive buying, or you get through doing toxic things. How can you turn that into light? How can you balance that? How can you act consciously instead of trauma bond thing, right? So I feel like this is what the energy feels like, and I'm probably gonna go talk about this. I'm feeling already like they're letting me know that we're gonna talk about this on Angie Vlog, on one of the card readings that I was pulling out last night, because I couldn't sleep much. I mean, I slept good, but I just kept waking up in the middle of the night, and then I was meditating to some cards, so I put them on the table. So I probably will be doing Angie Vlog on this. So if you're interested on it, you shall go if you want. But other than that, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, we're healing this consumerism kind of like toxic trade kind of thing. All right. So I wanted to keep this short today because I really wanted to spend the day with my girls, going to, yeah, I see a lot of you. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I see that. All right. Okay, so this is... Okay. So I pulled out some tarot cards for the energy for today, for this Boxing Day or whatever. But for some of you, this might resonate, this might not. But basically the energy of how to heal this money situation is that we always attach our money situation and energy to something that has broken us, something that has broken our heart, some trauma situation, family situation, some type of mental overthinking, burdens, very difficult situation like the the tower moments, like many difficult things, okay? Also, I see that some of you are in the King of Cups, in the, kind of meditating, listening to your intuition, be more kind, empathetic to yourselves. Like you're balancing your divine masculines within yourself, okay? You're balancing this. So this is something where it has happened in the past, like something has really broken you, for some of you, okay? And this is also where some of you are building that stability of financial stability, right? The Four of Cups reminds me of like soul ties, soul unions, twin flames, or whatever, soulmate. So I feel like some of you are in that energy where you kind of want to let go of burdens because something very difficult has happened, maybe this week or the previous year or this year, I'm hearing, or maybe the last 3 months, where someone was in the Six of Swords. So Six of Swords in reverse, you get something that was really, really difficult, like some type of deception, some type of lies. It could be the loss of a job, the loss of a home. It could be something very difficult that has literally, guys, breaking your heart, right? The Three of Swords, okay? And having the Three of Swords in the Tower moment, I'm feeling like some of you have dealing with some type of divorce, breakup, some type of very difficult situation. So you're healing this aspect right now. Or some of you are, contemplating and meditating on this. Also, some of you have taken this intense situation, have let go of the burdens of it, and have decided to alchemize, which also I see the King of Cups with the Four of Cups. You also are resting, working on your, healing this aspect, so in order to receive your opportunities. Some of you are dealing with multiple opportunities, multiple things at the same time. And also with the Three of Wands, you're also not, like you're going with the momentum. I see that some of you are in that momentum energy, right? Where most of you, at least for what I'm getting, is that you're not in focus on that. You're not focused on the Boxing Day. You're not focused on that. You're literally keeping your money to yourself. I see also the Ten of Cups in reverse. It's basically the energy, and with the Wheel of Fortune upright, is that yes, some of you are losing tangible things, they're saying. Some of you are losing some type of money, relationship, something that you wanted to travel is not happening yet, which makes you guys very impatient and feeling this kind of low energy and kind of like depressed a little bit, right? But Spirit's saying, like with the Six of Pentacles, it's that a lot of things are still happening for you, but not in the kind of like the external thing that you think it's going to happen, okay? So basically, it's very loud and clear, is that whatever you lose tangible, you gain in the spiritual realm, okay? You gain into the spiritual world, which is actually, honestly, much more rewarding because it gives you that internal inner fulfillment, that inner peace and joy that nothing external can give to you. I'm just putting it out there, so the Six of Pentacles seems a new job, new opportunities, new business ideals. And with the World card, I'm seeing completion. Something has been completing cycles. So most of you are completing. Who I'm speaking now, these are people who have decolonize, basically, or not just decolonize, but also heal that aspect of lack mentality, the lack, right? And also because you have let go of that cycle with this world and the Wheel of Fortune, yeah, a lot of good fortune is going to happen to you guys. A lot, okay? So this is for people who are, working on healing that. So you're not, when I'm talking to you about this, you're not in that sense like, oh, I need to be emotionally buying, okay? Some of you, on the other hand, are going to be in that emotional buying energy. You are impatient, you can't wait, and the fact is that you're in the Ten of Cups in reverse, which means is that it could go either way. So there's two options here. You either, decide to, like I was explaining in the beginning when I talk about this in the podcast, is that if you're in the energy where there's two kinds of people. There's the one where they will decide to save up, heal their heart, stop overthinking negatively. Yes, you have two options. Yeah, you have many options, but you decided to work on probably your side hustle, probably a business idea, something that you really want to work on. Just yes. Where did you find that? Oh, okay. Thank you, mommy. I don't know where that was. Okay, I guess maybe this could mean something. The two nails. Two nails, like those nails you put on the wall. Yeah, maybe that means something. Okay, sorry guys. I don't know. Kids are very intuitive. I'm just putting it out there. My kids are very, very sensitive. So my oldest decided to bring these two wild nails. I don't know why. Maybe I left it, so I don't know. I don't remember, but it could mean something. Two is number of 2022. There's a lot of couples. There's money as well. This is the universe rewarding some of you. Some of you are going to be tempted. This is it. You're going to have some tower moments. Some things is going to make you regret certain things that you've done. For example, some of you could be very, very letting go of burdens, letting go of negative people, negative things that drain you, the shit out of you, and you're no longer, waiting for things to happen to you. You now are decided like, yes, I'm going to fill up some of my cup. Some of you are kind of regretful looking at the past and stuff like that. But you're still going towards it. You're still going to go regardless, which that is a very good, conscious way to be, right? The other sense is that there's other people who are so much in their head, who are not honestly protected, divinely protected, and also they are hurtful, right? Because hurt people, right? It could be also a lot of people with a lot of options and stuff like that, but they're not really they're in the Eight of Swords energy, basically really trapped in their mind. It's divine judgment right now. So they're kind of in their head thinking like all the people that they have juggled, or someone not taking an opportunity and taking another one, and that really trapping you in your head and leaving you in the Five of Pentacles, keeping you stagnant, really overthinking in your mind. Like it's really, some of you guys are somebody in your life is fucking draining the shit out of you. Your money, they're completely bringing you the Ten of Cups in reverse. They're in like completely keeping you financially, emotionally, spiritually, in every sense unstable, right? Like an instability, you cannot see it along with this person. And this is Spirit is trying to tell you, like, is this person making you buy things that you don't really want to buy, right? Like they are constantly stuck in that consumer, like they're trapped in that 2D life. This could be someone very karmic, very manipulative. And the thing is that Spirit's trying to let you know that you will get good fortune once you learn your lesson through this karmic. Stop resenting it, because resentment is very heavy. And also that too, opportunity is going to open to you. Financial stability, things are going to start looking out for you the more you stay away from this toxic person, okay? You have to heal that aspect, and that person needs to find their own way, okay? They're very codependent on some of you, some divine masculine or something like that. Yeah, some of you, you have someone very, very codependent of you. Very. Like they're making you buy shit that you don't even want to buy, right? You want to save up your money, but they don't really understand that. You probably marry friend or girlfriend or wife, I don't know what the hell. Someone's really not getting it, that you want to save up, that you want to invest your money wisely, that you want to heal, that you need your time alone. Like someone here is fucking nuts. Yeah. So watch out for that. This is what it's saying, like protect your energy, okay? But a lot of you with the Four of Cups are still like looking at the past, regretting, oh, I used to do so many things. And yeah, I can relate to this because, you know, we want to travel, we want to do all these things. And now with the restrictions and all these tower moments happening, you know, but with the Ten of Wands in reverse, I feel like all those burdens, all those tribulation, all those things was done for a reason. And you understanding this, that's why you're moving on. You're no longer waiting for things to happen to you, which is beautiful. And that's what the universe wants to reward you guys with, good fortune. It's going to start. Okay, 2022 is definitely something that, yes, it might be, yeah, you see, there's a lot of communication. Yeah, there's a lot of people in their head right now. Jesus. That's why I'm getting that. I get that. Like, do I really need that? Do I really need that? Also, they're saying that there's somebody out there trying to get you guys out of your head, trying to help you. Because I see with the Five of Swords, it's like there's a lot of grief, burdens, really difficult situations. Also, a Page of Pentacles, somebody important stalking someone. Not stalking, but this person, it's like watching some of you. Like being this world card, this happy person, having good fortune. So it's for some of you, somebody's not happy about that. Two of Wands with the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah. So I feel like all of this comes back to, again, trauma bonding. Or excessive buying is trauma bond. And it's up to us. See, the Wheel of Fortune can always go either the bad fortune or good fortune. The same thing. It's two options. So you can, it's up to you. All of you, it's up to you. You can either hold yourself together, hold your temptation, deal with your addictions, your things that you got to deal with, your heartbroken, your broken heart, building positive mindset instead of negative all the time. Let it go of the past. Start being more patient. Right? Especially like the Five of Swords is like really in your head, guys. Like somebody's very tormented in your mind, right? Maybe some type of decision that they have to make, or probably someone who needs to communicate some type of opportunity to someone, but they don't know how to express this because they also come with a lot of baggage. So guys, use discernment for this specific person. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, with the Emperor energy and the Queen of Cups. So this is you guys, like some of you are been through so much crap. So much. But also with the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups energy, I feel like most of you are listening to your intuition, researching, working on yourself, healing aspect, doing self-care, self-love, really focus on yourself. You're really and are in that generosity, compassionate energy, right? Some of your divine masculine has been very, whether take it how it resonates, it could be a girl or it doesn't a woman or a man. It doesn't, gender doesn't matter here. This is just me reading the energies. The Emperor energy also could be somebody very generous, very straightforward. They go for what they want. They don't really, they're humble. They hold themselves accountable, right? They don't have this desperate, codependent energy. This person is somebody who really got their balance. They have that stability, financial stability. They have their divine masculine and divine feminine balance for sure. I feel like this is for somebody, a woman could be, that there's this emperor sees you as the Queen of Cups, and also they know that you are struggling, right? They know that you have dealt with a lot of situations. They know, I feel like they have done you wrong in the past, and now they're trying to rectify that because they know that it could be that also they see that they got a lot of bad karma for choosing another way, but I also see it that there's some type of communication or something, or healthier communication. Like you guys now are working on that, are meditating and working on dealing with balancing these emotions, financial, your kindness, your empathy, I'm hearing as well, which is very beautiful, especially that it comes from the Emperor. So this is intense divine masculines. And masculines are working on this, on giving reciprocity, give and take, okay? Especially with the Page of Pentacles, I'm seeing that a lot of masculines right now have decided, you know what, I think if I heal aspects of my lack mentality or things that I'm overthinking or thinking that someone is better than me or something like that, like it's not about that at all. And I'm hearing that some of you who have that financial stability, that have that financial means, are going to start bringing some equality into the game. Yeah, with the Five of Swords, you understand that certain things are not meant to happen to certain people, and you're here to bring that justice. Yeah, some of you have been stuck in the cold, dealing with ex-partners or ex-things, ex-jobs, environment, toxic addictions, I'm hearing. But most of you are balancing that and are working on that, which is very good. You're healing these aspects of yourself, and this is where the Ace of Pentacles comes in, and the Ten of Pentacles. Wow, amazing. Okay, so the energy basically is saying is that yes, there are going to be temptations. Yes, there's sacrifices that you have to weigh. We all have to do these type of sacrifices, okay? We all have to. But at the end of the day, the rewards for those who are doing the work, the inner work, shadow work, healing your addictions, not being negative, not being in your head, letting your manifestation come to you, building good karma. You know, this is the energy, is that you are building generational wealth, not only for yourself, but for the world. I know you might not see it right away. I know you might think like, oh, it's not really, no. Also, your mind, you're understanding that your mind plays a huge role this, which is something that you guys are learning to balance and communicate better, right? Not only internally, but externally as well. And this is something where it comes with that toxic patriarchy and stuff like that. Most of you are healing this in order to bring equality to the mix, to give the equal opportunity to those that need that opportunity. A lot of you are working on traveling to places to help other people's in need. That's really awesome. But I'm hearing that also this is for people who have that financial stability in a sense, but also some of you that are building that financial stability, they never had that type of life kind of thing, because you're being so much in your work mode and doing things that now, because you're seeing it happen, you still have that lack of mindset. The Ten of Cups in reverse, I'm hearing. This is what I'm seeing with the Wheel of Fortune. But this is Spirit saying you are destined to have good fortune. Those who are doing the work and dealing with your inner demons, resisting temptation, working on your addictions, knowing that things are not good, stop being in your head, manifest what you want, but do it in a conscious way. Healthy buying, healthy things to do for Gaia and for yourself, working on your intuition, listen to your intuition. That's what you're getting. 10 of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles. So basically, Ace of Pentacles is new opportunities, new beginnings, new financial stability, spiritual stability as well with the Ten of Pentacles. Some of you are building generational wealth for yourself and for others. And that's what the Spirit is trying to tell you, that everything that you're working on, all the sacrifices that you have done, that you think that it that is not working out for you, that everything is still kind of not moving or stagnant, there's a divine purpose for that. This is the purpose where you have to heal certain aspects of yourself, remove and do discernment in order to create this space for this generational wealth, for all these things to come into you. Because remember, yes, all this opportunity is coming in, but you have to be able to hold it, to maintain it, to nurture it. It's like a baby, right? It's like a baby, right? Because you're building something out of nothing, some of you, or some of you have been building something for a long time, even through tribulation, even through heartache, even to deception, even to people lying and do all this fucked up shit. And this is Spirit saying like, no, you still come, you're going to be, yeah, you're going to laugh last. Let these people do what they're doing. That's it. Let good people who do good things to people, their good fortune comes from them continue being positive, helping others, doing what they have to do. And that's it. The universe is working with, you're co-creating with the universe right now. And the universe wants to reward you. But in order for that, in order for the good things to come in, whether it's a relationship, new job, new business venture, travel, all these really good opportunities. Also the reciprocity, there's somebody coming in for some of you. This is for people who are single, like Six of Pentacles with the Ace. There's somebody in the Page of Pentacles with the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. There's a soulmate here. There's an Emperor. This is for some of you. Somebody is coming in to offer some type of love offer, or it could be a business venture. Like you guys are going to be working together in the future. Yeah, the Ace of Cups with the Three of Cups. Some type of connection. Yeah, but a lot of you are guarded to this because you see, that's what the divine is trying to tell you guys. Because you have been working this lack mindset and you've been healing this, like divine and God literally wants to make sure that you don't fuck this up. Literally, you don't fuck this opportunity. Like you don't miss it because you haven't healed. You haven't dealt with that. Also because in the Nine of Wands, you're very guarded. Very guarded. But it could be also that this opportunity could be just in terms of financial, not exactly as a love relationship, because it could be that this person has an energy of Nine of Wands and the Three of Cups. They're very player energy. They like to, you know what I'm saying? Or it could be that also in the past, this is how they were. And now they want to they heal that aspect of themselves and they don't want to do that anymore. So that's what they're willing to offer you. They see you guys that you are worth it, right? Like they should not fuck this up. That's what I'm seeing here. They're working on this because they don't want to fuck this up with this person. Also because they see that Ten of Pentacles, like fulfillment, happiness, family, generational wealth, right? But the thing is that also I'm getting is that the divine doesn't want you fuck this up because you're guarded, right? Because you close your heart due to tribulation, people lying and doing horrible things, right? Also that you might miss opportunities and that, you know, the Ace of Pentacles because you're still in that kind of lack mindset, money energy, right? So this is what divine wants to let you guys know. That yes, this offer or whatever comes with really good intentions, really good, pure intentions, pure energy, especially a healed person. You both are in alignment and healed. But that comes with the Five of Wands. Yeah, someone might tell you some type of communication, some type of addiction that people are dealing. Yeah. So somebody is going to communicate with you guys. Maybe you are able to help them somehow financially, or maybe they can help you some type of way financially, especially for some type of conflict or something with somebody. Again, Six of Cups, soulmate could be. Or it could be some partnership, someone collaborating with you, someone helping you with a business or something, an idea that you guys have. But also there is, just be careful, there's might be some people, some type of divine feminine, very toxic, very manipulative, very codependent and addictive. This is where I was saying, you guys, there's somebody here, some of you are dealing with this, a person that is very like, do you really need that? Do you really need to buy that? Like, they're very materialistic and egocentric. And the thing is, it's not even their money, it's your money that this person is using, right? They're saying they have other options. So yeah, be careful with that energy. They might be very sneaky. They might be dealing with other people other than yourself. They might be somebody's using here for somebody for money. That's low vibrational, of course. So be careful with that, guys. Don't get influenced by other people telling you that you should buy this, you should buy that when you don't really feel like buying. Like, use discernment, yo. Yeah, there's some type of injustice. As usual, when we live in a world like this. So guys, use discernment. Some of you are gonna be celebrating good fortune, good things. Okay, you're gonna have some people that are not gonna be happy about that. A lot of secrets will still be revealed during this month, but you guys are healing with the Star card and looking at higher purpose, which is good. And that's what the divine say, like Nine of Cups. Yeah, the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Cups. Yeah. Some of you are going to have some people that kind of like manifested you, so you're going to hear from them, some type of communication. Love offer. With the strength in reverse, this is somebody who's building that strength, that they're not there. They just don't feel strong enough yet. Also, I feel like with the Judgment card that come up with the Ace of Cups and the Five of Wands. Be careful, this person have done you wrong in the past. So use your discernment. Yeah, they have chosen somebody else over you. And now they're regretful because this person is psycho, freaking crazy. But other than that, what I'm saying is that karmic people and dark lessons and stuff like that, it's us for us to learn. Like, we shouldn't be judging or thinking like, oh, you're better than them. That too is like, let go of that. Like, you learn from these people, okay? Be grateful for them. But it's up to you how you react. You can't control what people do. Never. Never. Yeah, there's somebody going through some type of karma. King of Wands in reverse with the Four of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. So there's two King of Wands here, player, manipulative, this just toxic as fuck energy. I guess they're broken up or something like that. Someone's been trying to... The Devil energy, the Nine of Wands. Oh, Lord. Yeah, this is somebody who's going through some type of financial instability. With the Five of Pentacles, I feel that someone left in the cold, but also, someone got, there's a lot of you who are in the addictive player, manipulative, codependency, and there's a lot of people going through some type of karma. But these are people who are dealing with their inner child. They have inner child wounds that they haven't healed. And this is Spirit saying, like, guys, especially with the Wands, this is people player energy. People who can control dealing with sex addictions and stuff like that. Like with the Five of Pentacles also, it screams financial instability, right? And then you guys cope with sex, right? Drugs, alcohol, and stuff like that. So these are spirits saying with the Six of Cups, it's like you need to heal your inner child wounds. You have a lot of shadow work to do. Okay? In order to build that Four of Pentacles, that it's in reverse. So meaning like you guys are in that energy of lack of abundance, lack of mindset, lack of thing. It's because in order to fix that, to get out of that energy... Yeah, the Two of Pentacles with the Six of Pentacles. In order to do that, there's some balance that needs to happen here. Okay. Something of a good thing that you think is a good thing might be a bad thing in the end. Okay. Might not be good for you. So this is something where Spirit's letting you guys know that balancing your dark side and your light side, it's important in order to build that Six of Pentacles, in order to receive this this money or anything, healing, or not feeling in your head anymore, not being in your head, not blame other people, not be toxic and manipulative. I feel with the Kings of Wands and the Queen of Reverse, there's a lot of narcissistic tendency that comes from childhood. Would definitely suggest you guys to go to therapy, work on these things, because that's also why, a lot of things might keep you in the darkness, keep you in the cold, keep you in that mental instability, financial instability, is because you haven't healed these toxic traits that you constantly blame other people or project to other people, but you're not really assessing and looking within yourself, right? A lot of you are, dealing with breakups, a lot of things that have happened to you in the past that you still don't understand. But this is like what's going on here. This is why you're in that, extra buying, extra thing, because we all afraid of what could happen in the future after this, right? After what we're going through as well, right? So you're not alone in this, okay? We're all working however way we can, juggling different things, different situations. But the Six of Pentacles is like, now we are understanding that there needs to be reciprocity, right? You can't be always selfish and always thinking about yourself, that it's just you, right? Also that too, we're with the Seven of Pentacles and there's a lot of us that are going through very difficult karma situation, right? With the Eight of Swords, we're stuck in our head. We're dealing with some sicknesses. Some of us are going through divine judgment right now, right? And this is why we're not understanding that part of that judgment is for us to assess and reflect, what have we done to receive this type of karma, this type of whatever karma situation that we're dealing with? What have we done in the past? This is where the judgment comes in the car. It's like a lot of situations, like a lot of, the Knight of Pentacles, losing money or stability or some type of job or anything like that, is because we were in the Ten of Swords energy. This is where the judgment comes up. Deception, lying, manipulating, controlling people, right? Being very toxic, or very toxic to somebody, trying to send hateful things to somebody. And now we're questioning, asking, why is it happening to us? Assess. We're not perfect. We're not here, A lot of you are going to be, you see with the Ace of Swords, that's the truth. Some of you are going to be in the Six of Wands energy, celebrating with your Six of Pentacles, having good fortune, good karma. Others of you, the judgment is, it's you watching that person, whoever you did wrong, succeed. And you being in that grief, Five of Cup energy. Right? And then healing that aspect, healing why, things didn't work out for you. Why did you act that toxic towards that person? Why did you decide to do those things to others people? Why your trauma attaching your addiction to something, really not good for you, but you still do it anyways because, it feels okay. But what, temporarily? Then you cause all this karma, all these things for yourself, and then you're wondering, and why you're in the grief and sad and regretful. Like someone's very regretful and in their head, right? Because I guess some truths were revealed with the Ace of Swords. There's a lot of truths being revealed. This is what the divine judgment is coming in. This is what it is. A lot of us are not ready to deal with our karma. A lot of us are working on that too, like letting go of burdens and stuff like that, and focusing on the Two of Cups and our love, our soul, and like are getting back into ourselves, like loving ourselves first. A lot of you who have done certain things that you know yourself, you know your story, you know what I'm saying? A lot of truths are being revealed, just they come into surface for you to heal. And also for you not to wonder, be in your head all the time of why things didn't work out for you, why you don't get this stuff of offer, why you got someone breaking up with you. Maybe you need to assess certain things, like, were you toxic? Because both things, relationships goes both ways, okay? It's not always one person, it's two. But also at the same time, like, what have your actions speak better than words? The Ace of Swords, that's the truth. So there's a lot of reflection and us assessing certain things to be healed. And also that some of us need to accept that when you get divine judgment for something that you have done in the past, this is not the time to be blaming and shading and trying to be toxic and vindictive and stuff like that to others, okay? Sending shade and stuff like that. No, you need to go inwards. Heal those aspects. Build that strength from within. Build positive mindset, positive thoughts, and you'll see. Don't blame the other people for things that you have done in the past. Work on that yourself. Build that forgiveness and compassion and humility for yourself. And it will, it will manifest to you back. But if you're in that low negative energy, no. Be truthful to yourself as you are with others, okay? All right. So I wanted you guys to see what are the advice that divine and angels and ancestors and much higher power wants to give you guys after that. But also something that I've been thinking about is like, now is the time, like, to reflect also on our inner child, things that we used to like when we were kids, okay? Like, I don't know, any talents or gifts that you kind of like put on the side, or you let other people tell you, oh, no, that's not, you're not, you require this certain qualifications or certain things. Like, you let other people change your mind about what you really, really wanted to do. That kind of thing, okay? So what I'm thinking is that if you're trying to look for something that can bring you that financial stability, right? That hustle or whatever, because that's what we are now. Like, we're now in that era where, in order to not be codependent and stuff like that, we have to take responsibility for our own selves. We have to do our own thing. We have to build, multiple incomes or different things, right? Find other ways that make us be happy with what we're doing what we love to do, but at the same time find some type of way of building that as an income, as a source of to keep that stability for yourself, right? And I find like also is that that requires time and energy, right? And a lot of energy. So that's something where I find like combining your, those side hustles that, you love to do, some type of creativity or something, or craft or something that you love to do, but don't use all of them. Like, most of us are multidimensional beings. We are that, right? And most of us, we have different talents and different gifts. It's just that it hasn't been awakened yet, or it hasn't been harnessed or nurtured or thought about even, So as you're listening to this, you're already feeling like, okay, and just go with the flow. Go write down, things that you're really good at. Just randomly, just like that. Like, what are you good at? Like, what makes you tick? What makes you super happy? And then out of that list, check off those things if you are already doing it as a side hustle, or working with other people, or doing it aside your job with your job, like, and then give yourself that, that internal reward, like, okay, I'm on my path already. I'm already working towards that. I'm not there yet, maybe, or some of you could be already there yet, could be there. And now it's just like, how can I do this consistently, right? How can I continue growing, but also like, now giving to others or something like that? Or some of you are just starting to understand, like learning, like you're getting some education about this. Like, you're no longer judging yourself for not really knowing. Like, now you're kind of like looking for answers within yourself, but also like in other outlets and other things that you're educating in yourself. You're looking into other venues, right? So this is where I was saying, like, a lot of us let go of those things that we love to do when we were kids because of other people, right? So what I'm asking or advising or trying to inspire you through divine messages is that, after seeing all that energy that is we're trying to heal, especially about Boxing Day and all this thing and financial lack and stuff like that, I feel like it will help you to focus on creating some type of flexible plan or conscious plan in order to build that craft or talent that you just wrote on that list. Any of them. Any of the ones that make you like super happy inside. Like you just like, oh my God, like there's this little tickling excitement whenever you think about this craft, this talent or gift, okay? Because we all have it inside. We're not incapable of finding solutions through our problems, okay? That's something that I want to put out there, that everyone, God has given you a gift, a blessing, and it's up to you to work on it, harness it, and, trust and follow divine plan, okay? Yes, there's other people that can help you through your process, especially if they see you that you're working to your whatever, you're trying to get out of some type of situation or instability or whatever, Like, it's okay to ask for help, but also we don't want to build that inability, right? Have people enable us to actually work on things on ourselves and build for, like, you know what I'm saying? So that too is like, it takes work to let go of the blaming game kind of thing, the judgment, comparing, and the shame, and grateful and hateful and stuff like that, So yeah, all those things require time and space and healing that, okay? And that's what I wanted to explain in this podcast too, is that I'm learning through, when I go to sleep, through the spiritual realm, when I access to this energy and try to heal it and try to see other people's perspective and understand how they cope with certain things and how other people cope with differently than other people, and let's say a healing aspect of tragedy works for somebody, but it might not work for another person, so we have to, this is why forgiveness is one of the first ascension mastery to do, because it's very hard to forgive, especially ourselves, when we let ourselves into a situation where we can control our addictions, when we can let go of a toxic karmic situation because we're comfortable with, what I'm saying? Like, it's very difficult, okay? But it takes time. It's like mastering something, it's not over time. Like, you don't learn how to ride a car or ride a bike the first day you start doing it, right? It's the same thing. It takes time. But you work on it each day, little by little, whatever way it works for you, like, And that's another thing I'm learning too, is like, whenever you stop that flow, you stop the flow because you're letting fear, doubts, and all these things come into your head, the overthinking, then you stop the flow of like life, of the universe giving, and, for you to receiving as well. So that too is like trying to block the flow of the energy is also can cost you, right? It can keep you in that mental trap, that mental instability, that lack mindset, right? And that's what we're trying to work on before we get into 2022, is that, because it really is the year of the universe. Honestly, it's like we're all feeling all intuitive psychic people, and that's what we having insomnia, we having intense ascension symptoms. Like, I'm here telling you, like, trying to keep the vibe up, but behind the scenes there's a lot of painful things and things that I'm still healing and working on, and trying to give myself self-love, self-care, and stuff like that, because it's very painful going through difficult things, alone, right? But also that too, it's like, I'm understanding, I'm like, oh wait, I'm not alone. I can ask help, I can ask, you know what I'm saying? And that also requires time to heal, because especially if you're being in a situation, environments where you were kind of shame and lash out or gaslight for asking for help, as it was like some type of weakness for other people, even though like you knew, like now you see them like, oh, they were the weak ones. They were. Their mind was so weak that they thought that you being strong by yourself without their codependents or needing them, that, you know what I'm saying? Or, I don't know. I'm just saying that sometimes we listen too much to advice from other people when they don't have the best intentions for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because they're jealous or envious and stuff like that. So that's the energy too, guys. Use discernment, okay? There's a lot of people who don't want you to be where you at. Like, they see you that you're worked on being more peaceful, less stress, less codependent, being happy with what you got, like as little as it can possibly be. Like, you're not materialistic and stuff like that. Some people cannot stand that because they are dependent of the 3D. They're addicted to that, and they don't understand how can you be, and then most of them are stressed financially in every possible way. They're mentally trapped. They're toxic, and they can't deal with their toxicity, so they start projecting and putting that out there to others, okay? You can tell people, like, when they go in comments and stuff like that, and, like, they're just embarrassing themselves, you know what I'm saying? Or doing evil things and thinking that they're not going to get caught. That's what's happening now, too. Like, they're getting caught. Everyone who thought that they could do evil shit, like, it's happening. And I see it also in the spiritual world. That too, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people who are psychic or intuitive or stuff like that right now, make sure that you're protecting yourself, you're protecting your energy, you're protecting your dreams. Sleep with crystals. See if you, cover your head or something like that. Like, right now in the spiritual, like, there's intense karmic veil surfacing now, right? They're not accepting their shit. They're not accepting their karma. They're not letting go of things. They're not moving on. They're trapping people. They're completely fucking psycho, right? And some of these people are into witchcraft, spell work, doing evil things, right? They're really vindictive and vengeful, thinking that they're God. And no. God is showing all these people that no, you're not God. You're below that. You belong in that below energy. And you're trapped. And you will be trapped. In any possible way. Don't think in the jail here in the Cernal, the spiritual jail. Yeah, that's the one that is going on right now, which is divine judgment. A lot of you guys, a lot of people are not reaching out to you and stuff like that is because, yeah, they're dealing with some really intense stuff that they have done in the past and that they have to heal and work on. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Be kind to people. No, I'm not saying kind to toxic and abusive people and let them, like, continue abuse you and stuff like that. No. That's not what I'm saying. Cut that off. Like, fuck that. Don't let people use your energy for, especially if you're doing good financially and they're trying to leech onto you because you can help them in some sort of way after they betray you or whatever, or they just left you in the cold or wanted you to be in poverty and stuff like that, and now they see you and they just want to be lashed to you. Yeah, watch out for those. Watch out for those. Okay? All right. I want to see what the soul... What was I getting? I was getting at to something. Yes. When I was a child, when I was a kid, I remember that me and my mom used to watch this show. This guy, his name is Walter. I don't know, he used to do the astrology. It's called Primer Impacto. I know some of you in Latin community, they're going to be like, oh my God, Primer Impacto, Walter. Yes, remember that guy, the astrologer guy that after the news, the really bad news, he would used to give the astrology at the end of the news. And it was so nice because he used to, and that's something that where I remember, like, wow, I learned from this guy about how to, yes, be spiritual. Yes, be somebody who helps people heal and stuff like that in terms of their birth chart, in terms of through their astrology, through, their spiritual realm, right? But also he will do it in a way to to talk about oppression, to talk about toxic things. Like, I remember that I learned from him how to help people deal with oppression, because not only as a child, some of us who have dealt with childhood traumas is really, we understand oppression in every possible way. Also, we understand indigenous communities, right? We understand their struggle and the things that they're happening, and a very deep level too. So this is what I'm saying is that while my mom was showing me, we were watching this thing, and I remember doing different crafts of different things whenever I watch this, or I will weigh into every day, because it will be during the week, and then the weekends we didn't have, but then during the week it will be like right after the news, we had to look at the news, blah, blah, blah. That's something that my mom stopped doing, but she just waited until Walter will come in and we would watch him, and him telling and talking about the horoscopes. But also it was much more deeper than that. Like, his horoscopes were, they were just real. He will summarize what we saw in the news too, and kind of put it in a sense where we kind of could digest it in a conscious, spiritual, and healthy way. And that's something where it's like, wow, like I was like, kind of trained by this Spanish guy who was really magical. He used to say like mucho, mucho, like his end of the thing would be like mucho, mucho, mucho amor, it would be like lots and lots of love. Like, I don't know, it was just love. Like, he taught us how to stay humble while we're, understanding this thing about spirituality, being connected to the cosmos, being connected to the universe, being connected to God, have God within ourselves, and dealing with these things. Like some of us have different we're different warriors, right? Some of us are water warriors, some of us are earth warriors, some of us are in the fire, and just like the elements, right? And understanding also that too, that spirituality connects you with everyone else in the world, with Gaia, but also with like, your mission, your soul mission. And that's something where I'm understanding now that, the dreams and messages and the spiritual sense, like when I do I'm fighting, and that too is it's funny how some people say, hey, I've seen you in my dreams, which is crazy. That actually happened. And I was like, yeah, I probably, and I don't remember, because once you wake up, you kind of go into the amnesia thing, right? But that's what also I'm working on when I do my meditation, is that I don't want to be amnesia. I want to continue learning through the spiritual realm and hear both sides and balancing those two, right? Harnessing good and energy about that too, alchemizing that energy as well, because I don't want to bring that toxic thing that I heal during the night, or help other people during the night, or when I do meditation for Gaia, like I don't want to, because Gaia also is a consciousness, right? And she is asking us for a break, right? This is where we're working on. That's what we're building, that conscious stability, conscious balance, and money and stuff like that, because something is unbalanced with our own home, Gaia. Something very evil and toxic is harnessing, and we are the product of that as well. If we're not consciously, taking accountability of our addictions, and taking accountability that some of our stuff that we're doing is toxic, whether it's the fault of the government, whether it's the fault of politicians, or the fault of corporation, some of it is also us contributing and not taking action when we know other ways to do. I'm not saying that everyone has equal opportunity, because some people don't have that privilege or the equal opportunity to let go of toxic things. Like some of us still have to continue doing this until all their alternatives obviously comes in, which is something that we are asking, demanding of this corporation and the government. They have to shift, right? We have to heal that from within ourselves, so we can also continue demanding this about circular economy, building equity, right? Sustainability, better education, spiritual education. How can we use our creativity, but also build it in a balanced and conscious way, that it doesn't burn us out, that it doesn't kill our joy or our mental stability, in order to always provide and give, and be able to build enough financial stability to be able to continue our mission or whatever it is that we're here to do, right? Yeah, grief. So the soul journey that I'm looking into is like, right now we're dealing with a lot of grief, right? There's a lot of grief of past relationship, grief of old job, grief of old mentality, grief of life cycles, habits, there you go, relationships. We're grieving. Some of us are dealing with, that codependency that we used to have. Yeah. So right now we're surrendering to that failure. Yeah. So I'm feeling like a lot of us are understanding now, or in the process of understanding that the failure is part of the process. That not everything is going to be like, oh, happy-go-lucky, right? So we're surrendering to that. We're grieving. We're taking that time to grieve this codependency, with this relationship that we had with, with this fact that if we fail, it's something like completely like we're not good enough, right? We're not worthy. And this is where the energy is saying, guys, failure is part of the journey, and we must surrender and grieve those aspects, okay? Because, yeah, perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to do. Okay, so a lot of us are building that perseverance, are dealing with, are grieving toxic relationship, surrendering to the divine, to God, to anything that, whatever connects you with the higher powers, okay? And we're being persevering, okay? Also, I'm hearing that we're working on this, the health and love, okay? Some of us are dealing with, certain unhealthy situations, lack of unconditional love, but also some of us are surrendering to love. I can release the need to control. Love, I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Okay, so even through the bad, we're working on this. We're being perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to do. So we are understanding that certain things that are no longer serve us, that we're surrendering, that we're healing those grief, those painful situations. See, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. See, the failing, it's part of growth. It's part of that growth, right? Judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. So this is what we're working on understanding that all of us are in this together, right? That we're all going to fail somehow, but we also are going to persevere. That we also are going to surrender to love and good, and building healthy, good relationship. Also letting go of lack of judgment for within ourselves and for others. Like not looking someone that is failing or something like that as something that, something to be like happy about. Judging other people is not healthy, because that also contributes to us, our own undoing, our failure, right? So this is also us building healthier, positive mindset, healthy thoughts, loving thoughts, judging better ourselves, and grieving and being okay to grieve codependency, old relationship, old job, things that were no longer serving us. And I think this is where is the journey, your life path that you guys are at, which is also, this is something where I'm seeing, yeah. Okay. So doubt and guilt. So judgment came out, the guilt came out, and the doubt. So this is what, when you are in this low vibrational energy, okay, guys, this is what tends to make you guys buy. Even when you don't have the money, you still buy because you're trying to compensate for this very intense, heavy energy. Failure, guilt, doubt, grieving. Like these are heavy energies. If you're not surrendering and not letting it go, it can tend you to create unhealthy patterns, unhealthy habits, unhealthy codependency habits. Okay? Guilt. I release any relief that no longer assists in my soul's growth. Doubt. I release the need to know all the answers. Right? And then you have empathy at the end. I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. So I feel like all of us are are in that process of seeing like, okay, I have to see both sides to the coin, right? Because one thing of a good thing can be too much, and then the other side is one thing of a bad thing can also be bad. So either way, it's up to you to choose healthier, conscious, and loving thoughts and loving actions and healthy actions. Build that empathy from within so that you can build that for others. Okay, my kids are giving me a sign that it's time for me to move on with my life. Okay, let me give you the last thing, the last angel messages, and then I think we're going to end it here and see what the angels wants to give you guys. So yeah, pay attention to the signs and reminders. You're definitely, most of you are going to start seeing numbers, 111, 222 today, 333s with a creation, 999 is a completion, healing aspect of yourself, or almost the last straw of a difficult situation, or it could be a business opportunity or something. Inner child healing, they're recommending you guys to heal this inner child wounds, which is why you get this intense lack of, like, that thing of buying, because you're carrying this judgment, probably from childhood wounds, guilt from something that was done to you in the past, and that's something that requires healing because you're grieving that aspect. Also, that self-doubt comes from also inner child wounds. Okay, so this is definitely something that they're saying, that let go of the self-doubt, fears, all this negative thinking and stuff like that, and start building empathy from within so that it can manifest out. Yeah, trust the universe. Okay? Definitely trust the universe, and don't let anything negative or anything affect your whatever it is that you're trying to create from within yourself first, okay? Before you manifest it on the outside, because this always starts from within. Okay? And lastly, take charge and action. Whatever it is that you think that you want to do that it brings good to people, do it, okay? Don't let the naysayer or anybody tell you or anything like that. That list that you're creating that I asked you to do for you, take everyone out, even myself, even my thoughts or what. Take everyone out and just focus on that good thing that brings you good vibration. Also, that lets you not be in that guilty mind, not let you be in the self-doubt, not let you judge other people, that lets you grieve, that lets you build that self-love, that doesn't let you be in that failure mindset, because you accept failure as it is. It's part of your journey, it's part of your learning experience. And that's it. Listen to your intuition. Most of you are also going to get some downloads or some type of, because once you're focusing on that gift or talent or thing that you want to do. Right now, my little girl is painting, doing something, maybe something with painting, guys, or creativity, anything creative. That's what their angels are saying. Take action and let go of whatever the external, okay? This is just an illusion. And let harmony and resolution came through this. This is what building empathy is, okay? But when you start building that empathy for yourself, that equity that we want, that everyone to have, it starts from within you. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you next episode. Much love. So keep the good kind. My daughter's looking at me funny. But yes, keep the kindness for others, for your planet, and for yourself, as because at the end of the day, it brings you good things. Okay. Whatever you manifest in your thoughts of good things, it comes back to you. That's what they want to tell you. Okay. All right. Bye. See you in this episode.